Hi guys, so I thought I'd go through a little routine here. I usually always, I don't know whether I want that in or not. I'm sorry, I haven't had much sleep. I got this new protein powder from Target, and it looks pretty good. I usually get another brand. I forgot. It was I don't recall it right now. I apologize again, I'm tired. So this worked out pretty good, but it's warm, and I usually like it cold. I like it like a milkshake. And what I want to impress upon you about the refrigerator is it can be very deceitful, because you go to touch an item and it seems cold because they'll blast the cold air in, and I've had this with just about every apartment. So it seems cold. So you're like, oh, all right, the refrigerator's fine. But then you go to drink it and it's warm. It's not even, it's not cold at all. And this is when I first came last night. I noticed there was a problem, but I said, well, I turned it up to the 9 here. I don't know if you can see that. Thinking, well, it just needs to be turned up. But what'll happen is you don't think it's a problem, and they've done this repeatedly, but you can see how yellowed it is. It starts to go rancid and you get sick. Because when you touch things from the outside, they do appear to be cold, and it's like blasting it up and then turning it off. And they've been doing the same thing with this refrigerator. So the shake, I usually put like a banana in and some strawberries. I'm supposed to have 90 grams of protein each day, and certainly I would work out. In my younger years, I had 30 and 40, and I felt terrific. I can barely get 10 or 15, and I don't like to eat a lot of meat. I was a vegetarian. It suits my body much better. I want to make sure I did everything with making a shake there. Everybody has different ways, but that's an economical way. There's a lot of different recipes. When I first started doing this, there was nothing except buying protein powder. And then, now you can buy all kinds of stuff, different combinations, but certainly not getting the protein you need is important. I'm supposed to have upwards of 90 grams, and I can't even get a fraction of that. And I went back to eating meat because of my situation. People say, well, you can still get fruits and vegetables. Well, yeah, but it's very difficult when your refrigerator's not working, access to the grocery store, making sure you have transportation. Oftentimes you're too sick to walk. I have had to walk because they took my car. So there's other factors with just eating raw. And certainly you just can't eat raw every day. Going to a raw diet is a little bit of a extreme. Certainly when you're trying to be vegetarian, that becomes untenable, because certainly it's more expensive to be vegetarian. It shouldn't be, but it is. It's easier to pick up a little fast food then, and of course then your health suffers because it's difficult to go shopping, lug everything, get transportation. But I have tried to do that, and certainly then it becomes an issue with either cooking or refrigeration. I've lost so many groceries over the past few years because scrambling to try to eat healthy. And I was very healthy when I left my marriage. I was in top shape of my life. I had a garden. I cooked everything fresh. Just about everything was from scratch. And that really helped with the irritable bowel. I was very sensitive to managing my own health because I often abuse with my health insurance. It's tied to your job. So oftentimes I would be sexually harassed or have problems with my ex-husband. I would have to scramble because I didn't have health insurance. So I learned I was very, I constantly with managing my own health. So I didn't have to go to the doctor. So I didn't have to, I was fortunate. I had good health. I worked out. I was sensitive about managing my own health. Certainly now with this whole thing with the burning, it's causing problems with my bowels, I never had diarrhea because I had irritable bowel. So I understand that, this isn't just a medical thing for me. And certainly through menopause, I really had an easy menopause because I was in good shape when this started. It was deliberate because he repeatedly told me I'd be in menopause. Nobody would want me. He figured I would succumb. So menopause really wasn't a problem. It was being homeless. And if you don't have problems once you become homeless, you certainly will, because it's a very destructive, heinous way to treat human beings. And certainly we see all this money being directed at, the homeless industrial complex, and we have more homeless than we ever had. And certainly they go around and they'll tell people, oh, the homeless want to be out on the streets in the summer. No, that's not true. Oftentimes people find that going into these facilities, into these places, into these shelters, you're the target of more violence. And that certainly was the case with the YWCA. It certainly was the case when doing basic things like using the bathroom, trying to cook, trying to prepare your meals. The microwave was often a target of, sabotage and not working or didn't work properly. The water, you're lugging in your water all the time. There was constant ongoing abuse with the water and harassment because people were dumping things in the water. So you had to lug your water in, which is a concern. So again, these things all add up to, prevent you from being healthy or try to manage your health in a situation like this. So oftentimes being homeless, you will have more health problems and more considerations, which is part of this whole industrial complex, because the more problems you have, the more people can make money off you. So that's what we're doing today, trying to eat healthy, but certainly I don't feel my best. My legs are all swollen, my ankles are all swollen from this, and it's hard to walk today. So I will continue to talk about this as we go forward. Certainly there's a lot involved certainly with the economic abuse affected with the healthcare, preventing me from healthcare oftentimes. What else do I want to cover? Economic abuse, and eating healthy, and some of the other intersectional things that you overcome to deal with these individuals, and then you try to get away from them and everybody that has any power, the systemic abuse and legal abuse that keeps you trapped in this hell with this person that you can't go forward, and they're already married, vacationing, doing all this stuff, and you're forced into a parking lot and told you're a prostitute. So be safe out there, guys.